in Proverbs chapter 7. I want to read in your hearing verses 21 and following. And today we're going to talk about the seductive woman and what that's like. So if you're a lady and you happen to fall by this channel today, please listen. I would love to hear your comments on what the Proverbs say about this subject matter. And if you're a guy, boom, you need to park it right here for a second. This could save you 25 years in prison. No, I'm joking, but it really could save your life. And so I'm encouraging you just to hang in there with me for a second. My name is Everett. I am here sharing with you nuggets from the Proverbs that I wish I'd have read when I was much younger. Just wish I'd have read them and did what they said. I would be way ahead. I would be way more prosperous. I'd be way wiser than I am right now. And now I finally learned just to read it, and apply it. But it's so amazing the things that it has. So thank you for joining with me today as we're about to jump into the Proverbs. If this is your first time coming by this channel, you think it's something you'll like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell so you always get the content when we're on. There's more content than just this, and I guarantee you you'll find something here that will encourage you. So if you come along the journey with us, we appreciate you. We thank you. We're just appreciative of you who take time in your scrolling and in your social media adventure, and you stop by and you give us a shout. And so here's the proverb. Here's what it says. I'll put it on the screen for you. It says, with much seductive speech, she persuades him. With her smooth talk, she compels him. All at once, he follows her, as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a stag is caught fast, till an arrow pierces its liver, as a bird rushes into a snare. He does not know that it will cost him his life. Now, O sons, listen to me and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. For many a victim she has laid low, and all her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the chambers of death. Wow, right? It's mind-blowing what scripture says about a seductive woman. And if you look at Proverbs chapter 7, you can look at it and see what it says. It talks about someone who is married. In this particular case, above it says the husband's already gone on a journey. He's working. He took a bag of money with him. He won't be back for a long time. And then it says she's looking for this one that sometimes the Proverbs calls the simple one. The simple one just means he lacks knowledge. He just doesn't have enough understanding in the game, because people like to call this the game, and it's really not a game. But he doesn't have enough knowledge or experience to understand that there's someone waiting to just capture him. And everything I just read, it kind of gives you the progression of what happens when we fall into this type of temptation. And so, believe it or not, there are people out there that want to seduce you. There are people out there that have given in to the world's motto, people that want what they want when they want it. And there's always somebody that wants to give them what they want. But if you're listening to me, what God asks us to pursue in relationships is a godly woman and a godly man. And yes, in this context, it is talking to the men and it's saying, be careful of the seductress woman. Now, that seductress woman, I really do feel you women before you turn me off, that I don't think it's always that in your mind you're thinking, I'm going to seduce this person, I'm coming at you, I'm coming for you. There certainly are people like that. That's not always your case, but when we give in to the culture's way of what we should look like, when we give into the culture's way of what we should sound like, when we give into our culture's way of not being lonely and what it takes, we find ourselves, whether we like it or not, whether we truly know it or not, we find ourselves in the shoes or the slippers or the high heels of a seductress woman. And we find ourselves parading ourselves around and looking for someone. And then we try to be selective, just like this woman. And then when she finds what she wants, she seduces him and she brings him in and she entices him to be with her. And again, that's what happens. But the lesson of this is he's telling the young man, telling his son, and by extension, all of us as men, listen, don't go by that house. Get that number out of your phone. Do not make that phone call. Do not keep looking back. Do not go around that way. All right? Because it's going to lead you into pain. And the text says, her way leads to Sheol. Really speaking of, it leads to death. And then it says it at the end. It says, this, people don't understand that this leads to death. And so when you think about it today in our social media world, you think about Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and all of these different ways, even Facebook, that we are scrolling and we're looking around, and then we find people, whether they're catfishes or whether they're just scam artists, they know how to grab the attention of men and some women, now to grab the attention and lead you down a path that almost does lead you right to death, just like the scriptures are saying. And so I'm just here to tell you what the proverb says. It says, listen, you got to be careful about the woman you bring home to mama. And if you're listening to me and you're a woman, you need to present yourself in a way that when you find that man that you believe you want to be with, that you are going to end up being the mom of some wonderful children that God gives you union. And so don't think of yourself, whether you're 25 or 35 or 55 or 17. Don't think of yourself like I'm a product that has to be marketed and I got to present something so that the person I'm looking for will come for me. No, just present yourself in a way that says, I am serious. I am worth it. I am valuable. I know my worth. My desire is not to ensnare you. My desire is not to tempt you. My desire is to present myself that I could be someone that could help you build something amazing together. And I got to tell you, there's no way this is going to happen, I believe, without God being in the midst. And if you say, look, I'm not a Christian and I have a good relationship, I guarantee you somewhere you followed some good godly wisdom. And if not, I'm banking on it that you're deceived. and you're going to find yourself not far from the house of death. So all the people out there, all the people that follow me on this channel, if you are a believer and if you are a man, listen to me. Treat them like First Timothy says. If you treat all the women, if they are much older than you, like mom, and that has to be a good thing, not a bad thing. And if you treat them that are your age or younger like sisters, or if they're much, much younger like daughters, if you would actually treat them that way, and I'm talking about a good way. I'm not talking about, well, I treat my mom like this or I treat my sister like this. No, like you really treat them with honor and with respect. And you viewed relationships with ladies. I'm talking to men right now. If you viewed your relationship with ladies in that way, and you didn't cross lines, you would find yourself able to enjoy rich relationships until God would bring you to the place where you find the one that you could take home to mama. All right. So look, these are just in the Proverbs. There are several Proverbs, not just this one, that gives time and attention to a seductress woman. It is very clear that we as men, our brains shut off when we see something that's very alluring and attractive to us. And you women know that's true. So we're asking everyone today to be wise and begin to look at your relationships, not through the eyes of Instagram or pornography, but look at the people, the opposite sex, the women in your life, if you're a man. Look at them like mom, sister, or daughter. And then if God allows you to enjoy something intimate, then allow God to bring that your way. And if you're saying, ooh, I can't do that, then maybe you're too far gone already. I hope that's not the case, but it could be. Do me a favor and go back and read Proverbs 7 for yourself, and you see what wisdom you can take away from that so that the relationship you're in right now or the relationship you're about to go in might be meaningful and beneficial to you. May it be one that leads to life and not to death. This is Pastor Pope saying love God, hate sin, and have fun. Until next time.